welcome back. This channel is all about motherhood, and today we are going to be talking about how to wean your baby from breastfeeding. The World Health Organization recommends exclusive breastfeeding for at least 6 months and extended breastfeeding for at least 2 years. I must concede that not every mom will be able to practice exclusive breastfeeding for up to 6 months. And because of, that's because of realities of life. And some moms may also have challenges with continued breastfeeding for up to 2 years, while some might just decide to go beyond 2 years. Whatever the situation is, you have to be sure your decision is based on the best interest of you and your baby, because people are going to talk. So make sure you are not making your decision based on what people are saying. They are going to talk. If you decide to breastfeed your baby for more than 2 years, for up to 2 years, they are going to talk. They are going to start asking questions like, when are you stopping? When are you? And if you decide to just stop before 2 years, they will talk. So do you. Just make sure whatever decision you are taking is based on your baby's interest and your own interest. So that's once that is cleared, let's go straight to the first tip, which is make the decision. Now, when it comes to weaning, both you and your baby have to be ready for the process before you make your decision. For everything you want to do, be it potty training, anything you want to do, just make sure you are ready for it, your baby is ready for it, and you'll be fine. You have to be emotionally and physically ready, and you have to make sure your baby is ready and healthy. It won't be a good idea if your baby is going through, if you are trying to wean while your baby is going through teething, or if your baby is just learning how to take first steps, or going through a traumatic experience. Don't also combine weaning with potty training. No, it won't work well with your, it might affect your baby, and so you won't want to do that. It's also important to note that every child is different and every situation is different. So the fact that a method worked for me or for a mom does not mean it will work the same way for everybody. So that's it. The first thing is you have to make up your mind that you are ready and your baby is ready for the weaning. So that's the first tip. The second tip is go slowly. Once you have made the decision to stop, the next thing to do will be to reduce the number of times you feed your baby. It has to be a gradual process. Your baby is used to taking the breast milk, so you cannot just decide to stop all of a sudden and just say, I'm not breastfeeding you again, and think everything will just go smoothly. No. The baby is used to it, and it has to, you have to go through a process, and so that it can be easy for you and your baby. Because if you just stop it immediately, as in stop it all of a sudden, it might not go well with your child or even your body, because it might just be tough. So you can move from breastfeeding on demand to having a routine. By 6 months, babies are already introduced to formula and other baby foods. So to complement, other baby foods complement breastfeeding. So breastfeeding actually becomes secondary, even though both of them are working together and they are both sources of good nutrients, but breastfeeding becomes secondary. So if you are used to feeding your baby on demand, like your baby is asking for it, you bring it out, your baby is asking, you will need to have a routine. Decide that, okay, you have to have specific times. Like if you are used to feeding your baby 10 times a day, 7 times during the day and 3 times at night, you just tell yourself, okay, this particular time you give maybe 7 a.m., 9, 11, you just give the timing, and then you start removing, like stopping. If you used to feed your baby like 7 times, you gradually reduce it to 5 times during the day. Then maybe you still leave the night time as it is, because from 7 times you reduce to 5, from 5 to 3, from 3 to 2, from 2 to once, then gradually you reduce until, as in, you have just the night time to battle with, because that is the hardest part of it. Even if you during the day you can still get away with it, you just need to like make sure you distract your baby. If your baby is requesting for milk, you just need to distract your baby with something he or she likes a lot. Like, you can play cartoon, you can make formula, you can exchange breast milk. If your baby demands for it, you just give like fruits. You can use fruits, you can use beverage, you can use healthy yogurt, you can use smoothie. Just make sure anything you are giving is healthy, and you can use it as alternative, because that's the next tip. You have to go slowly, and you have to make available alternative to breast milk. So you reduce gradually, and you introduce something else. Use formula, use anything that your baby likes. And if he or she is trying to like pull your clothes, you just walk away from there and just distract your child with cartoon or anything. So that's it. And if you usually express milk too, you need to also reduce the number of times you express. Remember, the more you breastfeed or express, the more your body will reproduce more milk. So automatically, when you reduce the number of times you breastfeed your baby, your body will also get the message and reduce production, thereby helping you to deal with engorgement that might come as a result of you stopping finally. Because truly speaking, there is a method that is called the cold turkey method. I don't know if that's what is the way it is called. I tried that method with my second child, and it wasn't funny at all. I just told myself I wasn't breastfeeding again, that I was going to stop, and I just stopped like that. I stopped breastfeeding him, and I said, okay, let him. That method is actually when you just decide that you don't want to breastfeed again, then you just travel for 3-4 days, or you send baby to grandma's place, or you just hand over your baby to someone that, okay, you hide. You just like avoid your baby for 3-4 days. And even if your baby is crying, you just let it be, and like that. But it wasn't funny at all, because I was working at the bank then, and I was sitting directly in front of a standing air conditioner, and it wasn't funny. I had pain, headache, cold. I was everything, as in, my breast was heavy, the pain was too much, it was unbearable. I would stand up, enter the toilet, So I told myself after that time that I was never going to try that method again. Yes, it works. After 3-4 days, you are done, because everything will just dry up, especially if you use, because what helped me then, I used the cucumber method, that you just put cabbage. You just put cabbage on your breast, and you put it in the fridge. Use cold cabbage and put on your breast, and you just wear tight bra, and it worked for me, but it wasn't funny. So I won't advise that method. This second method, the gradual process method, is better, and you won't have to go through so much pain. Yes, the pain will still be there, but it won't be that much. Then the third tip will be, get other people involved. Once you are able to phase out daytime breastfeeding, the next phase is how to handle the situation at night, especially if you are like co-sleeping with your baby, because I know our third child, we were co-sleeping, so it wasn't easy just saying okay goodbye to breast milk. But I did it. I just had to. So you agree with me that babies have like special attachment to night breastfeeding, so you may need to allow someone else to help with feeding at night. Like I said, the next step is like the night time. So to help yourself to reduce the stress, to you just like, if you have somebody living with you, just allow the person to have your baby. Like every night you just move your baby to, you make sure you feed your baby very well. I'm talking about normal formula feed, any food that your baby is taking at that time. Feed your baby very well. I'm sure your baby would have started taking solid. You just feed and make sure your baby is full, then move your baby to the person. If you don't have someone staying with you, you can just leave the room. Your husband will be ready to help out. They're always ready to help out. Yeah, so your husband will just take over, stay with your baby, so that when your baby is demanding for, because they will wake up, that is it. In the night, they will still wake up for the breast milk, but yes, the breast milk won't be there. So you have to, the person with your child, when your child is crying, the person will just give the alternative. Like I said, for my 3 children, I used beverage as alternative. I use beverage, Milo to be precise. It was Milo and Peak 123 then, because we moved from SMA Gold to SMA Progress. Then we just started with Peak 123, and I will just prepare the Milo, put the Peak 123 and just keep it. So anytime the baby is crying, you just like bring it out, mix it and just give. And it worked for me, because yes, they will cry because is something they are not used to, but you have to, like, that's why I say you have to be emotionally ready. You have to just hold yourself, because if you are looking at the crying, you might just like give in and breastfeed again. But once you've made up your mind, just, babies cry, like my doctor used to tell me, babies cry, and they will be fine. You will be fine. Your baby will be fine. The person holding your baby will just like soothe your baby. If it means backing the baby, dance, sing, give the beverage, give the alternative, the smoothie, the food, the water. Yes, water too works. You just give the alternative and your baby will be fine. 2-3 nights, your baby, after like 4-5 nights, your baby will be used to the process. Yes, it might take longer time, but gradually your baby will get used to it. And with the alternative, you just find out that breast milk they will forget breast milk. So avoid other tips. Make sure if you are co-sleeping with your baby and you don't want to leave the room, you can also stay there, because in my last baby, I stayed there and we were fine. I'll just bring out the Milo, I'll just give, or dance, back him, do everything, but we're fine. Just make sure you avoid positions that might give your baby the wrong message that indicates you are ready to nurse your child. Like if you are used to sleeping in a particular way to breastfeed your baby, just make sure you avoid such position and make sure you wear covered clothes, because they are used to just pulling. Even when you are sleeping, they will just pull down and just feed. They will just remove your clothes. So just make sure you avoid showing your boobs. Just make sure you avoid anything that will make your baby get a wrong message. So those are the tips that I have. Some people even like talk about putting bandage on the breast. Well, you can try that too. Then be patient with your child. It's not going to be easy, but they will be fine. Like I said, they will be fine. That's why you have to be ready emotionally. You have to be ready and your baby will be fine. That's it. And if by chance you still have some frozen breast milk, let your baby enjoy while it lasts. So you might want to express some milk and keep before you start the process, so that your baby can still have like enjoy frozen breast milk. Like, you can be bringing it out and give your baby till when you are through with what your the process, and the milk has dried up, and your baby can still enjoy without even missing the sucking directly for a while. So friends, I hope you find these tips useful, especially when it's time to wean your baby. I hope you find it useful, and if you are planning to wean your baby soon, I wish you all the best. If you have any tips on weaning, please leave them in the comment below, and if you have questions or concerns, please drop them in the comment below. I would love to answer them. Thank you very much for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I hope you subscribe. Please subscribe, because I'm going to be coming with wonderful topics that I know will be useful for new moms, for old moms. It's just about motherhood. So please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and thank you.